we have a few more songs to come, ladies. So, I'd like to introduce to you our first speaker, Dr. Guila Delouya. Guila is an accomplished doctor and professor, but more importantly, a devoted wife, mother to her children, and a support to her entire family. Please come on.
Hello, everyone. Wow, what an honor to be here. Firstly, to be on a panel with such amazing women that are going to come speak to you after me, and to be surrounded here by beautiful, amazing women that came to support us, support Chabad, and maybe one of you, especially a younger lady, can be inspired maybe by one of us and make a positive change in your lives. So, before letting you know who I am, I'm going to start by letting you know who I am not. I'm not a life coach, I'm not an inspirational speaker, I'm not a professional motivator, not all of that. Actually, it's the first time I even speak about myself, and subjects that are not related to cancer is not my specialty, okay? So, now, as you know, I'm Guila Delouya. Firstly, I'm a Jewish woman, I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 4 beautiful sons, I'm a medical doctor who specializes in the treatment of cancer, which is a radiation oncologist. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a cousin, and a friend. I was very honored when Dina called me a few weeks ago, and she asked me first, are you available March 13th? And I look at my calendar, I'm like, no, I have a pre-Shabbat event at my son's school. Why? She goes, because we're having a spa for the soul for women empowerment. I'm like, okay, do you want my advice? Do you want me to come? She goes, no, I want you to speak. I'm like, speak? About what? She goes, well, about your life. I'm like, okay, why? She goes, yes, you're gonna inspire people, inspire women of our community. I'm like, me? I'm gonna inspire? She goes, yes, I've always been inspired by you. I'm like, you, Dina? Like, I'm inspired by you. You're the one who's doing all this all the time. So then I said, okay, I can't say no to Dina. And then I said, you know what? If I inspire one of you, well, Hashem made me say yes that night. So, let's go back to 43 years ago. My parents, Claude, Zichrono Livracha, can't pronounce his name with words. Okay. And my mom, Aira, who's still with us, lovely, amazing woman. They raised 4 children. We each took different paths in our professional life, but we were all raised in the same path, with the love of tradition, the love of family, and the love of values. Both my parents were very hard workers. They worked 7 days a week, long hours. So since I'm a little girl, I knew I was going to be a working mother. I had no choice. And that's what I was inspired to be, because my grandmother was a working mom and grandmother, my aunts, my whole family. So I knew that was my path. And my dream was to become a doctor. But I had to take the longer path there. I first became a lawyer. Why? Because I don't know if you know all the CJET, how it works. You have to, go to do something before. And actually, my cousin, Mark Afilalo, suggested I go into something different, make myself different. So I got into law school. And once you start something, don't ever stop it. Finished my 4 years of law and bar school, did my stage. But then my dream to become a doctor was still in the back of my head. So I applied to med school, and I got it. When I got accepted, my husband, by then I was married, my husband was super excited for me and like, oh, finally you're gonna, start accomplishing your dream. But we need to have a child first, or else I'm not gonna wait for you for 10 years or more. Baruch Hashem, we were blessed. We had our first child, Noah, who's actually in law school now. And by the time I finished my first year of med school, Noah was a baby, and I lost my dear father to cancer. And throughout his disease, I never left him for a minute. I went to all of his chemotherapy treatments, all of his radiation treatments, all of his doctor's appointment treatments. And it was then that I knew that the love for being a doctor, but specifically a cancer doctor, hit me. And that's it. That was my path. I was going to become a cancer doctor and help cure, help do research, help anyone in that path. So my long road of 13 years started. Internships, medical school, residency. And then I could just skip to 13 years and say, okay, that's it, now I work, I'm a radiation oncologist. No, I would be lying. Those were the longest 13 years and hardest 13 years of my life. I think I cried so many times. I missed so many nights out. I missed so many weddings, so many trips, so many family events. But one thing was driving me forward, my determination to reach my dream, my goal. And there was no way, no one could ever stop me do that. So I had my 4 sons throughout my 13 years. Noah, who's now almost 20, Nathan, who's 18, David, who's 12 and a half, and Liam, who's 9. And these boys were my joy. They still are, of course, but at the time, they were my source of motivation. Being surrounded by my boys helped me study. They motivated me to set them an example and set their friends and family an example. And they enabled me to focus. I would work on 24-hour shifts and come home exhausted, but then I would find them all ready, happy to go to school, and I knew that I could still achieve my dreams while having a healthy household. I had to take 2 Sundays of calls every month to be able to do Shabbat, because you usually do 1 Saturday, 1 Sunday, so I had to do 2 Sundays, even more, to be able to do Shabbat. I had to do extra work hours to be able to go watch my kids' school play or attend a chagiga, which I almost never missed. And for some reason, they always managed to do it at lunchtime or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I now work as a staff radiation oncologist since 2011 at the CHU, which is a big French hospital, the new big hospital on the Saint-Denis, who's affiliated to the University of Montreal. And of course, I wanted to work in a big university hospital, and those 13 years were not enough. I had to go for a fellowship, but I had 4 kids at home. So I negotiated with the hospital, and I had to do an extra 3 years to complete a master's to be able to work in a university hospital. So I completed a master's in biomedical sciences, and now allows me to do research in cancer, which was my dream. So now I have a lab in collaboration with another researcher, and together we have 20 postgraduate students who are completing their master's and their PhD under my supervision. And research, teaching was another one of my goals. I'm able to transmit the knowledge. I'm able to keep the younger generation achieve their own goals and dreams. And it's very rewarding, and I feel young when I'm surrounded by all those students. That's fun. So today, I'm 43 years old. Still think I'm 20. 43 years old, and I can sincerely tell you that I'm so happy and proud of my achievements. Not only professionally, but personally too. I have wonderful family, wonderful friends that are all here and supporting the crew. We spend Shabbat and holidays together. We share beautiful moments all together. I try to give back to the Jewish community by volunteering to the CJA. I try to organize social events in my own synagogue. And I also give back to the general cancer community as I sit on different board of directors for the Quebec Foundation for Cancer and board of the radiation oncologists in Canada and Quebec. So that was my professional life. Let's focus a little on my household. Question, how did I balance my professional and personal life? Well, I grew up in a family where, although I was the only one Shomer Shabbat when I was younger, my family always felt that we had to keep the traditions. So for me, that was a priority. So following traditions, gathering my family for Shabbat and holiday, even though I was in school, was a top priority. My grandmother, our grandmother, Zichrono Livracha, she was a real role model to me and to most women in my family. She managed to cook and gather beautiful tables for more than 50 people so easily, without help, without complaint, while working in her own store. She taught me how to cook and keep calm and keep smiling, even when 80 guests are soon arriving. So throughout my studies and my 4 pregnancies, I stayed calm, kept doing what my grandmother taught me: cook, keep smile, and gather the family for Shabbat holidays. So now, how did all of this happen? I can definitely say that none of this would ever be slightly attainable without my partner in life, my family, and my friends. So what recipe did I follow throughout the years? I'm going to give you the basic ingredients that I still use every day: discipline, organization, and desire to accomplish and succeed. But I'll give you a few tips to add on the ingredients for the younger ladies here. Number 1, routine. Yes, I love routine. I wake up every morning at the same time. I train every day. I go to my trainer every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, never miss it. Have the same salad for lunch, etc. And yes, my kids know my routine, and they know their own routine. They get home from school, snack, homework, bath, family dinner. I insist on having family dinners every single night of the week. That's our time. They know whatever their schedule, even now that they're university, CJEC, busy schedule. We're going to be at family dinner 6:30, 7 every night, even 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Nobody misses it. People think I'm crazy, but that's routine, and that's what helped me go out through these years. Number 2, surround yourself with people who love you, who believe in you, who want to help you, who want you to succeed, and who give you those positive vibes. For me, these people are my husband, my mom, my brothers and sisters, my cousins, especially my cousin Valerie, who's been with me since I'm 4 years old, my in-laws, and my friends. And they're all part of my success. Number 3, Shabbat. I start counting the days to Shabbat starting Saturday night. That's what keeps me going through the week. I count the days, 3 days to Shabbat, 2 days, okay, we could keep going. I love Shabbat. We know we have our meals, we don't have to rush, no cell phones, no busy schedules. We just sit and have our Shabbat Friday night, our Shabbat Saturday lunch, and we gather people, although not all of my family is strictly Shomer Shabbat, I'm like Chabad. It doesn't matter. Gather. Just come for Shabbat. And I love having my 10 little nephews at my Shabbat table singing Shalom Aleichem and being surrounded by family. 4, Emunah. You have to believe in Hashem and trust that all that happens for a reason. And He knows what you can think. I don't know, maybe if I had it last night, don't question. Just trust Hashem. He knows what He's doing. Body and soul, eat well, exercise, even 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. You'll have a great day, you'll sleep better, and it's going to keep on, motivate you during the day. Tell your kids how much you love them. And don't assume they know. Repeat it every morning. I love you. Every night. Love you. Make sure they're comfortable and they're able to talk to you or your husband about anything, anytime. And lastly, do what you love and love what you do. Choose a discipline, a job, whatever you choose to be, because you love it. And there's not one day I don't wake up and I'm so happy to go to work and go for my day. My challenge today is to try to cut off work once I get home. That's not easy. With all the cell phones, with all the iPads, with all the communications that we have. Unfortunately, with the type of work that I have, and almost all my patients have my pager, my cell phone, I need to be available for them. You know, they're in a bad position, I need to be there for them. So that's my challenge today, is to try to focus 100% on my family once I get home from work. Almost done. Yeah. So, what is my message to you? My message is anything is possible if you truly want it to happen. You need to focus, set yourselves goals that you want to achieve, and go forward on your journey to achieve them. But you always need to remember to surround yourself with people who make you go forward, that encourage you, that believe in you, and make you believe in yourself. And avoid these people with negative vibes, because it's so much easier to just give up. But then you will live for the rest of your lives regretting and asking yourselves, what if? What if I had fulfilled my dreams? What if I had finished this program? What if I had chosen this job over that one? What if I had chosen to stay at home? Whatever it is. If doors close up on you, open them back. Make things happen. People always ask me, if you had to redo it all over again, would you have done it all over? And my answer is always 100%.